want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Ooh! I don't like that. I don't want it.
Gotcha.
What's up, everybody? We're back with more videos, more content. That is
The same thing.
yes, it is. Today we're playing a random game. This is the Stanley Parable. Have you played this before? No.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Ooh.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
I wouldn't be happy. Would you guys be happy?
No.
Yes.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, we can move now. Okay, we stepped out of our office. Yeah, I don't know if this is a scary game or not.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
Dang,
he
there
had
is
simply missed
nothing
a
out
memo.
there. Damn, that's bright.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Bro. That's nasty.
Oh?
There's nobody
When
here.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
On the left. I'm going through the right door.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
All right, guys, I feel like we're going to make this,
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I feel like we're going to make this voice mad as heck. I ain't following no instructions. I'm trying to... Do not jump from the cargo.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
I'm not listening to you.
Investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley.
For her?
Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Ooh. Yeah, maybe we should have went the right way. I just wanted to be rebellious.
I'm done.
That door's dark.
Hello?
Alright. God dang.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Okay. I don't have arms. I know, pick it up. Bro, you ain't teach me. Oh, there we go. Hello?
I can't see.
Stanley, I don't have a wife.
Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Ooh! I don't like that. I don't want it.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Ew.
Oh, he wrong.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Oh, he's nasty. All because I just didn't want to go through the doors.
Ew. Ew.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Hello.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Bro.
Look at
Oh,
him
we're
there,
pressing
pushing
buttons like his
doing
job
exactly
wants us
what he's
to.
told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
What if I don't press it? Let's see. I'm gonna count to 10. Nothing.
But in his mind, in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his
let
desk,
me out.
Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown.
Hey, my wife.
Fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Spend time with the
So
boys.
he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he
Prepare
wandered
dinner.
through this fantasy world,
Oh, it
he
changed.
began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round
Bro.
room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Tell the
It
kids a
was
story.
such a wonderful fantasy, and so
Can
instead,
I
he
leave?
relived it
And
again,
right.
and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be?
Oh, they
In
put me
reality,
back
all
in the
he's doing is
room?
pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him
Bro.
this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay. I'm listening to you this time. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I hate Mondays. I'm waiting. You're not telling me what to do, voice in my head. All right, I'm pushing it.
You see?
Oh,
Can he
did.
just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must.
Oh my
Perhaps,
goodness.
well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time.
We're just back in our office. I knew
And
it
I
was gonna
tried
make us.
again, and Stanley pushed a
Please
button.
die.
And I tried
What?
again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Did we die? We died!
All of his co-workers were gone.
What?
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
That was weird. Let's
When
follow the
Stanley came
direction.
to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Left.
Bro. Hello?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of
IT
disbelief,
group
Stanley decided to go up to his
party.
boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Want to solve dispute with a coworker. Let it fall up inside you. Take it out passive aggressively on the coworkers. Precincts. Room closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, but there's something down there. Look, it's
That
red.
is. Do you want to go? Oh well, they're both red.
Oh, dang. If your boss got an office like this, y'all need to quit. This is nasty.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in
heck is this?
disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct
Ayo.
code by sheer luck. Amazing.
By sheer
He
luck.
stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Hello?
Boss? Is this where y'all went?
Oh. I'm not liking this now.
Where are we going?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he
I'm
feel
so
this
confused,
now,
Joe.
when for years
Why is
it
this
had
building
never
so
occurred to
big?
him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large
Mind
door that
control?
read Mind Control Facility.
Guys! Guys!
How are you gonna tempt us like that? That's
I
like,
know, right?
that's a whole curveball.
I'm trying to follow the story. Disembodied voice, should I press this?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I was walked off. Oh, look.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature
Fired?
revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Where's our number?
It was like four something.
4. Terrible.
427, I think it was.
427. That one right there.
Yeah.
Let's see if it changes back. If that's ours, it's terrible. We're just all being monitored.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Possibly.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
The narrator on this is amazing.
Wasn't it?
Right.
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content.
What?
Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Should I?
Heck yeah.
Alright, turns and moves on.
We die.
It's like Miss Sai, you pull out your cartridge and just flatline.
Terrible.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Was it?
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet,
Is it?
even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
Yeah,
How
where
had
are
he
they?
been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
Bro,
It
they
was
were just
perhaps
trapped in here?
the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Thank you.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him.
Can you
This
show us
was
this
exactly
cube?
the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Oh wow. I wonder if that had the meaning to it.
Beat the game.
Trying to tell y'all, be happy. Don't work at a job
That you hate or, you know, feel miserable at.
that they just keep promising you, you know, we're a team. Alright guys, but if you like this game and you want us to do some other parts, get this video up to at least 50 likes and we'll play more. But until then, believe in yourself and we'll see you guys next time. Later.